Hello, today I want to share with you something that has the power to transform your relationships. It's something that I read recently in A Course in Miracles, and I'll be honest with you, I wasn't really sure if I wanted to make this video because it's really, really deep. Um, but I decided that I needed to make this video because it is so deep and it literally has the power to transform any relationship. And I know that you want amazing relationships. How do I know that? Because we all do. We all want really amazing relationships, right? And I'm not just talking like intimate relationship, I'm talking relationship with parents, brother, sister, children, friends, coworkers, colleagues, right? Like our life, our world is made up of relationships. And what A Course in Miracles was saying is that anytime that there is difficulties that arise in a relationship, it can be sure to be tracked back to the ego. And that the ego has this interesting way of finding things to be angry about or upset about. And that when that happens, all it does is it destroys communication between you and another. All it does is it places guilt on the other person. And I mean, you can imagine this. If someone says something that makes you feel guilty, what's that going to do? Like, what does that do? For me, it shuts me down from communication, right? Like, I don't want to talk to them if they made me feel guilty, right? It's so common. So, if there's a issue coming up in a relationship for you, the Course in Miracles suggests that we can examine ourselves and tune in. Is there something that my ego is bringing up here? Right? Is there some anger or a grudge? Or the Course also talks about another example of sacrifice. And this is a tricky one. So if you've done any work with the ego, you know that the ego has a really tricky way of showing its head. Like just when you think you kind of have it like under control, it will show up in another way because it's just what it does. It's there. It's a part of us, right? It's not something to be shunned or looked down upon. It's just a part of us. It's part of being human. But one of those little tricks is sacrifice. And what I mean by that is, have you ever said, I did so much for this person and they didn't even notice, right? That's sacrifice. I made this huge sacrifice to do this thing for this person and I didn't even get any acknowledgement. I didn't even get a thank you or whatever the case may be, right? That's just another way, the Course says, of putting guilt on that other person. And when we put guilt on someone else, we block the channel of communication. So I know this is kind of a deep thought and maybe even a difficult one because it requires self-examination and really tuning in. And that can be hard when it comes to the ego. The more you work with the ego and tuning into your highest self, tuning into your inner voice, your inner guide, the easier it gets but it still comes up. And so one option I can suggest is that when you notice it come up, is just say something like, oh, ego, I know that's you just showing your head again, but I'd like you to take the back seat on this one. I'm going to let my soul drive this car. And then listen. Listen to your soul. What's your soul telling you about that situation? What's your heart telling you about that situation? And if you truly, truly want that relationship to be healed, if you truly want that channel of communication to be open between you and another person, that's the way to do it. We have to say, ego, I know you're a part of me, but I'm going to ask nicely, you just take the back seat on this one. It's my heart, my soul. That's what I want to guide my life. So I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you found it helpful. Again, I know kind of deep, maybe a little hard, but so powerful, so powerful. So I'm sending you so much love today and always.